Another beautiful morning to Stock Sports right here on Dominion Television, your channel of choice. You're welcome to another beautiful journey into the world of sport from the local front to the international stories, and definitely giving you update from the Australian Open, everything happening right here from the WTA to the ATP, more and more actions from the world of the athletics and also the ITTF. What's happening right here, we'll be giving you more update on that. I'm not alone in the studio. I have Nuruddin Alimi joining me this wonderful morning. Top of the morning to you, my brother, and how are you feeling?
Good morning, Podlanami. Good morning, Nigeria. It's nice to be back here again. This is sports, and I'm hyped up for the week.
Amazing, amazing. All right, the week was exciting and amazing. Very soon, we'll be starting off from the local stories, but we have a guest joining us this wonderful morning. Not in the country, actually. Penchooks, good morning to you. I don't know if I have my guest available. Good morning to you, Penchooks. All right, once we get set, our guests are ready. We'll be having that. He's a Manchester United fan. Yesterday, we had an Arsenal fan on the show. I asked several questions. How was the feeling over the weekend on Sunday with the defeat to Manchester United? It was so much emotions. And he said, there's a way they can bounce back. And he has the belief that once his players are fit, they can do success again.
What players were not fit? That's not an excuse. Arsenal had the full parade of their squad on Sunday, and it was just a tactical masterclass from Carrick and his players, and it just showed that they wanted it more than the Arsenal players. Yes, Arsenal, they had more of the possession, but United, they were just ready to turn it around, and it wasn't necessarily going to be a clean game, but United seemed like the side that were ready for it. They went back in the first half through an own goal, and they capitalized on the mistake from Zubimendi later in the game, and in the second half they came out guns blazing. Even when they considered late from the corner kick again through the goal scramble, they still
showed they wanted more.
They showed they wanted more. They went out. They went all out. They got the maximum victory, and it was just the better team that won on the game.
I agree with you. Let's hear from Penchooks. Penchooks, good morning to you. Yeah, can you hear me? Good morning to you, my brother.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
All right, what part of the country are you connecting with us from?
I'm in Portugal currently.
Oh, Portugal, amazing. All right, you're welcome, my brother. And are you basking in the euphoria of the victory against Arsenal?
I still call my friends this morning, and I'm still bantering them like, you guys are surprised because I told you guys Manchester United come out to win your home because we are club that doesn't give up. And Manchester United always like to beat. Especially when the odds are against them, they like to beat the odds. And that's what happened to us. It was unexpected, but it was a great victory for Manchester United. And I'm happy. I'm super excited about that.
Okay, I'm just going to ask you quickly, Penchooks. You look at the situation with Ruben Amorim and Michael Carrick. What is sticking for the boys? It looks like it didn't work under Ruben Amorim and it's working for Michael Carrick. What changed exactly?
I think Ruben Amorim actually did a part in the squad because if you see the way they are playing under Amorim, the kind of football they are playing, the aggressiveness is there. Was there on down. So I think Michael Carrick is actually leveraging that aspect of aggressiveness to play his own pattern, and it's actually working for him. And I'm super excited that he is starting on a good ground.
Okay, I'm just going to ask you quickly because I know Nuruddin has questions for you too quickly. Michael Carrick, do you retain him as the permanent manager or you just prefer the interim position for now?
That's a question because it's actually we can't use games to actually Carrick, and we still have 14 or 15 games to play. I think Manchester United need a proven manager. They need an experienced manager, maybe a manager or a manager that wants that know how to win trophies.
Okay. Wait, hold on. Before you ask question, let me just ask you quickly. He said, they want a manager that can, win trophies. Do you think Michael Carrick is not the manager to win trophies for Manchester United?
He hasn't won any trophy, and Pep Guardiola didn't. I will still always refer to Pep Guardiola as a yardstick for new coaches that are coming into the game. He didn't win any trophy. He hasn't proven himself with any team before. But that is not a case for Carrick. But I'm not on the path of a proven manager or man that has gotten trophies. All managers United have gotten post-Fergie era, bar Moyes. I don't think any of them has been a manager that doesn't win trophy. Bar Moyes and Ole. Those two were not proven. Even Ole won. He brought Mode back from the second division. That was where he made his name. So this rhetoric of a manager that has won trophies or that has gotten something before, I'm not one to buy into it. If he's the right man for the job, if he's making the players stick and everything is working right, I don't see the reason why he shouldn't get the job at the end of the day.
All right. We're going to go on a break, and when we are back, we're still talking Manchester United with Penchooks from Portugal, and we'll move straight to the local stories where defending champions Remo Stars played at a 1-1 draw against the newbie Kun Khalifa. Stay connected. Do not go anywhere. All right, you're welcome back to Dominion Television, Dominion Sport, where we're giving you more updates in the world of sport. I am Abe Paul Toluwanimi. I still have Nuruddin Alimi in the studio. And we have Penchooks, Manchester United fan from Portugal, and I'm sure Nuruddin has some few questions for him before we move to the local stories.
Penchooks, how are you doing, my brother?
I'm good, bro.
Hello, Penchooks, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, go ahead quickly.
So, post 2 games now, you've seen the way Carrick has performed. I said, you're a Manchester United fan, and from your view, from the question Paul asked you right now, you said you don't want Carrick. What manager are you looking for in the market that you think, oh, at the end of the season, when Carrick is done with his interim job, what coaches are on your short list for the new season coming for Manchester United?
I think I have coaches on my short list, but Lizzie, I think he's not planning to sign a new deal for PSG, and he's interested in coaching Premier League. I think if Lizzie can come to Manchester United right now, and with the recent squad that we have, and with the signings that we could get in the transfer window, I think he's going to perform, and his pattern of play is actually like suitable for Manchester United. In my own opinion.
From your opinion.
Nice.
Okay. Just lastly, before you go, do you see yourself winning the next 5 games? Remember, there's a fan in in UK who is still yet to cut his hair. So let me ask you: do you see yourself winning the last 3 games straight? Is he finally going to cut his hair finally?
I think the game actually have a chance with it because they're playing against Fulham next. I'm Tottenham this season, and we actually
in a while. The last 5-6 games have ended in defeat for Manchester United.
We've not been Arsenal in 3 years.
So definitely anything is possible. That's what you're saying now.
Man United fans are believing again.
They're believing again.
That's what I
love that. I love that.
Thank
all
you
right,
very much,
all right, Penchooks. Thank you so much for joining us from Portugal. We'll definitely love to have you on the show once we can get you on. Thank you so much, Penchooks. We have to move away from that shortly. Let's take more update from the local stories. Remo Stars defending champions, had a 1-1 draw in the city of Ibadan Lekon Salami Stadium, right here against Kun Khalifa. Worry times for the defending champions, not looking easy for them. Look at where they are on the log of the table, and now they play. They had to struggle in the second half to get that goal yesterday. Talk to me.
When you don't do things right, you get the results they are getting currently. Their backroom staff hasn't been stable all season long, and that's a problem for defending champions. You need to be stable and get things right in the backroom before you move on to the pitch. They had loads of the first half of the season was played home away from home in Abeokuta because of the renovations they had at the Kenneth Stadium, and the fans were unruly when the stadium opened back 2 weeks ago against Ikorodu City. Now they've been banned from hosting home games in the Kenneth Stadium. Yeah. That's a big blow for them, financial wise, and for the connection between the players and the team. Now they have to come to Lekon Salami Stadium for their home games now, and that was
it looked empty yesterday.
It looked empty.
empty, not looked actually.
That is not the Remo Stars that play at home. I've been to their games about once or twice in the Kenya, and you saw the passionate and how much incentive do you want to give fans to come from Ikene down to Ibadan, to and fro and all of that? They have to figure that out on the long run. But for the performance on the pitch, that has been worrisome all season. They are not anywhere near challengers right now. They are not even near people. teams that are contesting for the continental titles and tickets. So that's worrisome for them, and they were pegged back by Kun Khalifat early in the game in the first half, and they scored a superb goal yesterday to put the game on 1-1 against a struggling side like Kun Khalifat. You expect them to get 3 points, but a cumulative of issues that are happening both on the pitch and off the pitch for them has come to the fore again for them. So for Remo Stars, they need to turn things around quick and fast.
I want to ask you quickly, do you think, so most fans will say they allow some quality players go, and you look at the transfer window also for Remo Stars, they brought in few good legs. I think Victor Mbauma back in the side, and some other quality players, but why is it not still ticking for them this season?
It does just happen overnight. Good players left in the summer transfer window, the promising replacements. Now they let some players go in the winter transfer window as well. You know, football is not all about the activities on the pitch. The business side of it too it works around. They spent huge chunk of money renovating the stadium. The board members and the team, they need to recuperate part of those funds, and they actually try to bring in two or three players to replace the legs they lost. But it's going to take time for the team to gel together. If that happens for them quick, very good for them, but they need to find the answers to the mistakes quickly and quickly.
Okay, let's look at the table and let's see where Remo stands. I'm just going to ask one question on that. They're 16. Do you think they're going to escape relegation?
They will surely escape relegation. They are not a team to go. They have quality players. The quality is there. If you are not getting it right, a lot of things can be as a result of a lot of things. But I don't see Remo Stars even troubling themselves with the relegation battle. They'll get themselves. They might not finish in the top half, but I see them they're not meddling with the likes of Kun Khalifat, Kano Pillars, Plateau. I don't see them.
You don't see them.
I don't see them in that region by the end of the season.
All right, let's see how far the defending champions can go this season. If they're going to relegate or not, we'll be here to give you that update on the show. All right, let's take stories from the People's Elephant, Enyimba Football Club, as they hire fourth coach in 2 years. 9-time Nigerian champions and 2 times CAF Champions League winners, Enyimba International FC have appointed Cameroonian coach Emmanuel Dutch as their new head coach, the club's fourth coach in 2 years. The appointment was confirmed on Monday by Abia State Commissioner for Information, Oki Kanu. Dutch replaces Deji Ayeni, who was dismissed after just 8 days on charge. Ayeni officially managed 2 matches, a goalless draw against Barao FC and a 2-0 loss to Niger Tornadoes, result that led to his exit. Enyimba managerial instability began in December 2024 with the sacking of Yemi Olariwaju, popularly known as Yema, who had taken over from Finidi George after the club's 2023 MPFL title win. Yema was replaced by Stanley Guma, whose tenure ended in November 2025 following an inconsistent league performance and Enyimba's CAF Confederation elimination. Ayeni brief spell forwards Eguma's exit before the club turned to Dutch. According to Kanu, Dutch appointment is aimed at stabilizing the team and strengthening competitiveness and laying the foundation for long-term success. The Cameroonian has previously coached in Nigeria and Cameroon and won the Nigeria's National League Best Coach Award in 2025. After 22 matches, Enyimba sit 12th on the MPFL table with 27 points, just 3 points above the relegation zone. The next match is an away fixture against second place Nasarawa United. There you have it, the struggling times for the People's Elephants.
That's not the fixture they want to do.
I was about to say that also.
Nasarawa United
is not where the new coach wants to start from.
They don't want to start from there. Nasarawa United are chasing Rivers United. They are looking at them and say, okay, we can do this. And they've been consistent all season. Yes, they had 1 or 2 losses, but Nasarawa United this season, they look like the team. They look like one of the teams that are challenging for the title. Even if they're not getting the title, I know they'll get the second position. But we are talking about Enyimba Football Club. Big name in the MPFL.
Yeah, big name.
They are currently managed by Kanu in the backroom staff. He's leading the board and doing things for them in the backroom for them. But they've gotten their man now. Looks like a man that knows his onions. They had issues last year with player finances and all. This season they've been struggling on and off the pitch. The performances have not been consistent. And like you rightly mentioned, this is the second coach in a matter of months. So is it the coach now that's the problem?
Or the management?
Or the management?
Or the players?
Or the players. So they have lots of question marks.
But yeah, I agree.
They are here to prove answers to, and they've gotten their man now. is who the management wants. Is he going to transform on the pitch? We see what the manager change has done to Manchester United.
Yeah.
Is that going to happen for Enyimba United,
that's the
Enyimba
question.
FC? That's the question that remains to be answered.
All right, that's the question that remains to be answered. I will be here to give you updates on that. Let's move with the speed of light and take more stories. This is coming through from Super Eagles striker Victor Boniface. Has sparked optimism among football fans after posting an update suggesting he has begun his recovery work at Bayern Leverkusen following his recent knee surgery. 25-year-old forward shared a picture from Leverkusen gym on Monday, writing simply at 12:49 p.m. Leverkusen. The post came a day after Boniface entered the return to his training on X, formerly Twitter account, on Sunday with a hopeful message alongside a photo of himself on the pitch, and he said works start tomorrow. Thank you, Lord. Victor Boniface wrote. For you, is it a good time for him to be back on the pitch, or does he need to take more time to get this, especially this knee? It's been a major problem for him, in his campaign when it comes to his football career.
Yes, positive news for him is he's had the chance to go back to Leverkusen to become his recovery. Though currently he plans his trade with Werder Bremen in Germany.
Yeah.
Good for him. He's had injuries with this knee, both knees actually, with ACL different times in his career, but he still seems to bounce back every time. Good for him. He's a fan favorite because he's very jovial on social media, and that has attracted a lot of positive news to his return back to work. He said, good time for him to come back. No footballer wants to sit on the sideline for a very long time. So, and I know Victor Boniface is an hard-working player.
Very talented.
Very talented. Yeah. We've seen what he could do. He was part of the almost invisible side with Xabi Alonso at Bayern Leverkusen before he went to Werder Bremen. And we know what he can do on the field of play when he's 100%. So the question about the abilities has been answered.
Yeah.
Can he stay consistent? Can he stay fit? That remains to be answered.
We have so many unremained answers here, but definitely
we are seeing the early days of the year,
so we have so many
loads of updates to give you about.
You have said that remains the answer for Rebel Stars. That remains the answer for the People's Elephant, and also that remains the answer for Victor Boniface. All right, let's see. Definitely, we'll be giving you answers on the show as the time goes on.
They have to answer my question.
Yeah, we'll definitely answer that. Let's take more stories from the ITTF for table tennis as Nigeria get a tricky World Championship draw. Nigeria's men and women table tennis team have landed tricky draws for the ITTF World Table Tennis Championship scheduled to hold in London from the 28th of April to the 10th of May. The draw for the historic Centurion edition, marking 100 years of World Championship, was conducted on Monday at the Shard, London's tallest building. In the men's event, Nigeria will face Hong Kong, China, South Africa, and Saudi Arabia in Group 15, while the women's team were drawn alongside Australia, Uzbekistan, and Wales in Group 11. The competition will be played in 2 stages, with all team matches decided using a best-of-5 format of individual matches. In the men's competition, 12 African teams will compete among 64 nations battling for global honors, while the women's event will feature 11 African teams in the similar sized field. For you, a good one, tough group. How do we navigate?
Yes, tough group. That's always tough over the previous recently it has been tough for the Nigerian contingent in the table tennis world. African contingent generally, because the last Dubai Open they had for table tennis players, the African players, the African representative from Nigeria and Egypt, the top 2 players, Aruna Quadri and the lady from Egypt, both of them couldn't go beyond the first round, and that's to show you how competitive it is in the world right now. Yes, it's not our game, but we've always found a way to strut our talent on the field of play. So let's see what happens on the table and the tournament. Yes, they know what they have to face now. They know the preparation has to start now. And I hope everybody that's involved are taking note of, okay, these are the things, logistics, what are the player needs and all, going into the competition. We don't want to hear stories of, something happened along the kids or something, or their visas has, or something visas,
or no payment
ahead of time, or we don't want to hear all of that. We know these people are facing tough opponents.
Yes, so this should not be their problem
at all. There should be top-notch preparations for them, and I think they would perform well, they will do us proud on the world stage.
All right, let's see what our own can do on the big stage right there when it comes to the ITTF. Let's move away from that. Let's talk European stories quickly. Como, I spoke about that yesterday. I said there's something Cesc Fabregas is doing with that team that is transforming them, and it looks, they are set to do battle, maybe place a ticket for European football. But over the weekend, they won to Torino 6-0, and they are sixth on the log of the table, just 2 points. Let's have the table quickly. Fantastic result over the weekend. There you have it. They are sixth on the log of the table, just 2 points, behind the old ladies of Turin Juventus, just 3 points behind Napoli and Roma. And you look at where they are. For you, how is it changing the side as Cesc Fabregas and also Como?
It's a continuation of what he did last season. Some teams wanted him. Yeah. So if you followed this first season at Como, the side were one of the excellent sides in this area. Yes, they didn't have the big names or the big players to prosecute the thoughts and the tactics of the coach on Portugal, but you could see them display fine football on the field of play. And a lot of teams, that signaled to why a lot of teams wanted him in the summer transfer window. But he said he was going to stick with his team, continue the process with them, and this is the result of the process. He won 6-0 against Torino on Saturday. And
massive victory.
Massive victory. It wasn't just the goal. It wasn't all about the scoreline. It was the way they play. And I know Real Madrid are eyeing their boy in the team now.
They want him back, definitely.
To come and start his team for them. But Cesc Fabregas, one of the best managers out there right now. He's had his own player. He's been able to instill his tactics and giving them the confidence to display what they do on the training ground week in, week out. They are one of the most informed sides in Europe right now.
I agree.
They don't have European football to contend with, so that's a plus for them. They play one game during the week, or max play 2 games in the week, and wait for those big names to go to Europe and come back to the weekend. So that's also a plus for him. But I see them getting a continental ticket by the end of the season, and by this they can even push higher than what they because they are 3 points from the table we just saw. Now they are 3 points away from top 4. 1 or 2 wins for them, and we will see them in the top 4 at the end of the season.
All right, we will definitely be hoping that Cesc Fabregas can take Como, to European football. I think good management also for Thierry Henry, having his backroom staff working perfectly, and those in charge of Como. We'll be looking out for them when it comes to the end of the season. Let's take stories from the Australian Open before I hand over to Nuruddin. Sabalenka cruises to 4th straight European Open final. The world number 1 Arina Sabalenka powered into a 4th consecutive Australian Open semi-final with a dominant victory over teenager American Ivan Jovic, producing a sharpest performance of 2026 season. Sabalenka fired 31 winners, broke through a tight first set, and sealed the match in an emphatic fashion by banging Jovic in second set with an ace. The win extends a perfect 10-love start of the year and a remarkable 25-1 record in the last 26 matches in Melbourne, following back-to-back Australian Open titles in 2023 and 2024. And let me start from there before you take us through that update from the Australian Open. Fantastic victory. 6-3, 6-love in 2 straight sets. Were you expecting more from that?
I was expecting more from Ivana Jovic, but she's a new teenager and she's one name to look forward to.
Yeah, and I think she gave her credit also.
We have to give her credit. She was excellent throughout the competition, and for Sabalenka now, Madison Keys is out of the competition. The defending champion is out. She got knocked out by a bestie during the weekend. Ooh. So this looks like a part. You see how Swiatek seem to play a quarter-final game later today. But Coco Gauff is out now. She got defeated. For Sabalenka,
so it looks like an easy peasy now.
It looks like
Swiatek is
the only question mark now. But you see as Vitolina also in the WTA aspect of the Australian Open. Sabalenka, she's on hot form right now. She said, just read out her performance this year. She's been eating everybody and for Jovic, it's very good tournament. She had a very good tournament, and she's one to look forward to on the WTA.
All right, quickly, give me an update from the Australian Open.
From the Australian Open, from my end here, as we are going on this show, I'm following Alcaraz and the home faithful. The Australian crowd is behind him, but he gave Alcaraz a very tough one in the first set. But Alcaraz later won 7-5. Alcaraz broke him thrice. He broke Alcaraz back 3 times. No, he went to a tiebreaker, and Alcaraz won in the end 7-5. Now in the second set, Alcaraz is leading 2-0, and we'll see how that pans out by the end of the day. On earlier in the morning, Zverev defeated Leonard Tien.
Yeah.
Leonard Tien was the one that defeated Medvedev, in the round of 16s.
Yeah.
Now he's out of the competition as well. That is also a name to look forward to, because this is the second time he's beating Medvedev in the Australian Open. He beat him last year. Now
he's doing that again.
He did that again during the weekend, but he couldn't progress past Zverev, and we'll see who progresses between Alcaraz and De Minaur. The game is currently going on, and we're yet to see Novak Djokovic in his own quarterfinal, and then the defending champion Yannick Sinner is going to have his own quarterfinals today. So the Australian Open is at the tail end of it now. By this weekend, we'll know the players that are playing in the final and who's going to lift the trophy.
All right, let's see who's going to lift the trophy. Definitely, we'll be giving you that update on the show. That's all we can take right here on Dominion Sports this wonderful morning. We have seen an update from the local front as Remo Stars are battling troubling times. Also, the People's Elephant, Enyimba Football Club, having new management who took you on the journey into the world of the Australian Open. And definitely to give you an update from Como and Victor Boniface. I want to say a big thank you to the producer and also to the crew for joining us, and everyone that joined us across the world. Penchooks from Portugal, I say a big thank you to you. And also we'll be seeing more and more updates, more and more exciting times right here on Dominion Sport. I am Paul Abe. I have Nurdin Alimi also saying his final goodbye. We're going to leave you with the highlights of the MPFL games. Make sure you stay connected, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share, let somebody know about Dominion Sport. Have a fantastic day, stay blessed, and bye for now.